No, I've been gone for a year. My apologies. You know, life be lifing. But we are back. And so it took me a minute to figure out like where I wanted to go with it. And then like how I wanted to present coming back on the channel. And I wrote down a bunch of ideas, pondered a lot of stuff, watched a lot of videos, linked up with a lot of people, made ideas. And this video it's kind of random, you know. This wasn't planned. I mean, I might have thought about doing it at one point, but I don't know. It's been days, and I just didn't want to get into something if I wasn't like this really what I want to do. And so, you know, today I'm sitting there. I'm like, I feel like I need to tell them this, right? Now, listen. I know, yeah, the ones who do know me, you already know I'm crazy. So this is for the ones that don't know me, maybe haven't been on this channel. Honestly, even if you do know me, you probably gonna be like, this is a little far-fetched. But no, this is serious, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm chilling or whatever, and it hit me. It was just like, why not tell them? You know, we're in 2025, so you got more UFO sightings, you got more contact with extraterrestrials, and I have been contacted more than once too. Yeah, it was scary. I ain't gonna lie, especially in the beginning, because I'm like, I thought, not saying I thought it was fake, but when it happens to you, and then you don't expect it. So you sitting there like, maybe I am going crazy. So I had a few of them. So yeah, I definitely was not gonna share that shit. Excuse my language. But yeah, so I had to go in the vault and figure out like which experience I felt more comfortable with sharing. That wasn't too much. And I decided to go with, there was this one time, right? Where was we at? Oh, I was at my homeboy house. And I think it was like 2. In between 2 and 4. Yeah. So from 2 to 4 in the morning. And we sitting there chilling. It's dark, and there's like a tapestry on the wall, and you got like a moon man, some mushrooms, stuff like that. And we wasn't like tripping or nothing, but if you like stare at it, you could just see different structures, like different things. Can't really explain it. If you know, you know. And so we just sitting there chilling. So I think about 2:30, 3 o'clock come around, and there was a part in the tapestry that was like, it was like a girl was hiding in the behind the tree. And you know, I'm overlooking at it. I look over again. I'm like, she's staring at me. You know, like why is she staring at me? And then something just like kind of stops me, and I kind of take that whole area in. Even though I looked over it several times, and I took it in, and it was something about the dots on it. What did they have? Oh, the mushrooms, the dots on the mushrooms, and then there was like circles, like on the ground. I wish I might take a picture and put it up there. But anyways, the way it looked, it was just like, you know, if you ever seen how people contact, if they ever had contact or whatever, and a little bit of symbols that they leave from aliens, these circles and shapes and all that kind of stuff, right? And I'm like, I'm staring at it for a minute. It just feel like they're talking to me. I ain't say it out loud because I already was in my head like, ain't no way. I'm talking about I stared for a minute, like didn't move, face straight. And I was just taking it in. Cause I was trying to see what they trying to say. If that is what it was. I'm staring at it. Now all of a sudden, I feel this urge to write on my arm. Like I'm talking about, I went to grab the pen, right? I looked at my homeboy, I said, look, don't laugh at me. Because I couldn't help it. It just felt like, at that point, it wasn't really a question. I was just doing it, you know? And that's why I was like, I knew I couldn't stop myself. So I looked at him, I was like, man, don't laugh at me. And so I picked up the pen, right? I just started drawing. Like, don't even have to think about it. It wasn't like a thought. It was like a conscious knowing. I don't know, I can't remember. I guess if you was trying to talk to God, like, you know, he ain't gonna talk in words or something like that. He just gonna give you knowings. Like, you just gonna know it. So yeah. So anyways, so I'm sitting, I start drawing, right? And I'm talking like lines, circles, little triangles, lines in the triangles, lines in the circle. And so I get down my arm, and I stop. And some of them, like, I would form the shapes, and then take a second, and then just go back. Drawing. It was almost like they was drawing it for me. But anyways, yeah, so I'm like, all right, so I get down my arm, and I'm like, all right, this it? Nope. Ended up doing a hand. Like, you ever seen them, like, people with the tribals that, like, put the lines and the dots and everything on their hand? It got that far. Like, I was like, oh. I mean, it was cool. Cause while I'm doing it, I'm like, I've never known how to do that. Like, I never would have sat there. Look, you can't see I'm in the sun. I still got, like, it's still rubbing off. So yeah, so I get done with that, and I'm just sitting there looking like, this is wow. Like, nobody's gonna believe me. Nobody's gonna believe me. While this is happening, you can hear, well, look, I ain't gonna say what was out there because I didn't look out there, but you can hear, like, hovering. Like, I know I sound crazy. I don't care, man. But it just sound like hovering. And I was so tuned in to what I was doing. All I could do was, like, hear it, you know, and just keep track of, like, all right, so it's still going, and I'm still drawing. And then at one point, right, out my peripheral vision, because I couldn't really look up. Out my peripheral vision, it felt like something was standing right there. I thought it was my homeboy at first, right? So I wasn't looking at, like, every time, like, I ain't think that for a minute. And when I did finally look up, it felt like they just kind of, like, went into the wall. I was like, oh. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of scared with that. But yeah, so I just go back, drawing. I was still going. I ended up drawing on my leg. At that point, I'm like, I'm about to do my whole body. I don't even know. People gonna look at me. I mean, I ain't had to go nowhere. I could go, like, in the shower and wash, but I'm like, am I really about to sit here and draw on my whole body? Like, this is crazy. And so, still hearing this. I think it was about 4 by the time, like, I stopped. And it was like, I didn't force it. I didn't try to, you know, it started, and it stopped when it wanted to. And what's crazy was when it stopped, I realized that the hovering stopped. And I'm just sitting there, like, taking it all in. I'm like, what does this mean? Like, and who I'm gonna tell? Who's gonna break this down and analyze it to me? Ain't nobody out here like that, right? I do got some other videos, like, with contact with them, but I ain't really wanna. So y'all ain't ready for everything. But yeah, so I just wanted to let y'all know that they are real, and they're not really presented how people present them, like, in movies and shit and stuff. What I've gathered from it, from all the times that I've crossed with them, is it's really just it's a being, right? A different being, but it's really just a elevated consciousness, you know? Like, some of us, yeah, we in this 3D world, but our mind, sometimes we in the 7D, we in 7th dimension, you know? So I feel like we're at a point in the world where we're waking up, and I mean waking up, and I feel like we should be able to take that a little step further. You know, it's not just numerology, it's not just, you know, manifesting. Nah, like it's real. Like there's other planets out there. I mean, it's crazy. It really is. I'm gonna say that talk for another time. Yeah, I think that you know, people, if you're gonna tap in, challenge yourself. Go a little farther. I mean, I ain't saying like, yeah, go try and find some aliens, but you know, don't be scared, cause it's real. It really is real. Like, and matter of fact, I'm gonna end up dropping some more videos. Just y'all know, I'm not tripping. But yeah, so I will catch y'all. Honestly, I didn't plan this one. Probably might not be planning the next one. So you just gonna have to be there for it.